I still get tired easy, like I can't, which sucks, but I know everyone knows like I can't help it, but I still feel like I'm useless.
So it's currently day 4 since she's had the brain surgery, and I have to go to work. I have to go back to work. So she did her surgery on the 25th, which was a Thursday, because I have Thursday and Friday off, so she wanted me to be there and, not take too much off of work. I was supposed to go back yesterday on Saturday, but she ended up coming home, and it just like stuff went down, and I just wanted to be there to make sure that it was a stress-free day, that she didn't have to go home and do anything. So I just made sure that everything was up to par yesterday, and today I'm heading back to work. It's kind of hard leaving her for obvious reasons. I mean, one, I don't want her to overwork herself when I'm gone, but also because, like, obviously I want to make sure she's as comfortable as possible. I literally last night was waking up every 4 hours because she is obviously on pain medication. If she wasn't, there would be a problem with the doctors. So I woke up every 4 hours to make sure she was taking her pain medication so the pain wouldn't, like, overdo the medication. So I was waking up every 4 hours. Actually, my timer is about to go off in like probably 30 minutes for her to take another dosage, but it's just like really hard to leave someone in like a situation like this. It's gonna be a rough day. I'm obviously gonna be texting her all day to make sure she's okay, texting my cousin to make sure she's checking on her okay, she's checking in. So for this episode, I thought we are going to be venturing down through the doctor's visits. I didn't have them all. I only have the 2nd and the 4th one. We're just going to look back on these, and then we're going to ask Katrina what she was feeling in real time and give us information that the camera didn't pick up. As a little disclaimer, at the time of this recording, it is currently December 28th, so it's the present, actually the day before you guys are seeing this. So if you see the background of Katrina later on in the video of snowflakes, that's why, because if you watch my 25 days of Queen Miss, that was the background of some of my videos. So when you went to the doctor's the first time, it wasn't recorded, so let's just give a recap of what went down at that doctor's appointment.
We go there. They didn't know where I was supposed to go because I guess they were redoing something. We had to go to another office. We waited for a good minute, and then they came in and basically just did the same stuff that the ICU did, and make sure I could follow them and walk and just stuff like that, because I asked them different questions like, oh, talk to your doctor, talk to your doctor, talk to your doctor. And it's like, what are you supposed to be doing then? And then the older doctor came in and said that my face droopy a little bit, but no one can see it unless you're trained to see it.
So the first doctor's clips that I have is actually the 2nd doctor's appointment. That's when you're getting your staples out and you're going over a few things just about what's going on with the head and all. How long has it been since your surgery?
2 weeks tomorrow.
And how you feeling, darling, in your 2 weeks of recovery?
My head still hurts.
Other than that?
All right.
You get your staples out in 2 days.
In a day, tomorrow.
Oh, sorry, a day. My apologies.
Hopefully.
Are you nervous, excited?
I'm worried it's gonna hurt like a bitch. I know the ones on my stomach did when I had that surgery. This is totally different.
I know. But I mean,
it's a hard surface.
Let's look at your scar for a minute.
It looks gross.
I mean, not really. But I mean, your hair's growing in really quick.
Yeah.
Like, your hair is really, like, peach fuzz.
It's fuzzy.
But yeah, you do have a little bit of leakage.
I know.
I mean, it's not leaking now, but you can tell it leaked.
I don't know why. It hurts, though.
I'd imagine.
So what I'll do is I'll take your staples out today, and then you'll come back and see Dr. Crashy in about a month.
Okay.
Okay.
So I am supposed to go back to work in 4 to 6 weeks. So will I see him before that?
We'll make the appointment for before that.
Okay.
He can decide.
There's a spot that's really scabbed over now.
It's leaked a few times.
And it's more towards the top.
Looks like it's scabbed over though. It does not look like it. When's the last time it leaked?
Yesterday. I seem to notice it when I have my pillow and I lay on my right side.
How long has it been since your surgery again?
2 weeks.
Yeah, maybe we'll leave the staples in that part a little longer. Come back and
See, I told you.
Come back next week.
Next week? Alright.
I'll leave them in just that part, but I'll take the other ones out because they're probably annoying.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what happens is sometimes the fluid will collect under the skin and leak out at certain times. So we don't want to take the staples out of that part because then it might open up a little bit because the
Yeah,
fluid
that'd
is
be my
probably preventing it from healing. So we'll hold off, but it does not look infected. So
Okay.
monitor for fevers at
Okay.
home.
Not too bad.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
think?
It's not too bad.
I didn't feel that one.
Good.
That's very simple.
They're. I feel like people say that they're less painful than sutures. Because sutures, you kind of have to like
Wiggle
drag
and-
them
yeah, you gotta
and
wiggle
drag
them.
them out. But these just pop right out.
That one hurt a little?
This time.
Yeah, probably because it's getting closer to that area that's
Yeah.
irritated. You think grabbing your shirt's gonna do anything?
Good.
Yeah, and I'll leave those 3 in. Good. It looks great. I think it'll be awesome.
And will I get feeling back?
Where?
Like round, like right here.
You will.
Okay.
I'll do a couple of tests for your neuro exam. Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't take long to get them out.
To get in here.
Any numbness in your face? Feel my fingers seam on both sides and here? Shrug your shoulders. Okay, good. Along with you. Okay, go like this with your palms facing the ceiling. Close your eyes and keep them there. Perfect. You can relax. Good. Push down my hands like a gas pedal. Lift up. Good. Squeeze my fingers. Good. You can see both my hands. Here.
Yep.
Here. Yep. Perfect. You look good. You know, it really should stop draining,
Okay.
so just keep an eye on it. But if it's still draining at the next appointment, we might want to culture it, but I don't think it will be.
Okay.
I'm confident it'll stop, okay?
Alright. I don't like cultures.
So yeah, next
She's
week.
doing good.
Come in next week, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
Alright.
And we'll take the other ones out.
Sweet.
Alright, good.
Hello, darling. It's a bit later from when you were getting the staples out. However, anyway, how did it feel getting the staples out? Did it hurt?
A couple of them did, but the other ones, I barely knew she did it. It was already blink, done.
What does it look like? Let's see. Gorgeous.
Yeah, she left 3 in, the ones that are up here because of leaking and stuff and the big scabs.
And honestly, you can't even tell, like,
And I think you won't be able to unless
No.
my hair, if my hair's
'cause your
short.
hair's really thick,
Oh,
regardless.
it got really thick.
And it's coming in really quick.
I know. It's only been 2 weeks.
Like, I mean, lengthwise, it might take a while,
Yeah.
but for it to be, like, bushy and you can't notice the scar, it's gonna be, like, 10 seconds. All right. Thanks for the check-in. So the first thing is, how did it feel getting the staples out? Did it hurt? Did it feel weird? Like, what was the feeling of getting the staples out?
A couple of them hurt, but not that bad. That's when I went back for the second time. The top staples hurt like no tomorrow. It was really sore, but the first ones, they were fine.
So you said in the video that where you got the incision done, where you got the surgery done, you couldn't feel it on your head, and that was back in, your appointment was what, in like November?
I think it was November 8th.
Okay, so November 8th. So that was a while ago. It's December 28th now, so it's been a month and 20 days. So is there feeling back? Like, can you feel anything?
No, not really.
Is it just where they did that incision, or is it like that whole like radius of the area?
It's like, I can feel a little bit up here, but like in the middle I can't feel any. And then there's a little feeling down here, but it's hollow.
So the third appointment, as well as the first appointment, did get recorded, and that was, the third appointment was when she was getting her last 3 staples out. So just give us a quick little recap of all that appointment. Like, did they take it out? Do they have to keep it in longer? What was everything else? Like, was everything okay? And
They took them out, and boy, did those ones hurt. They hurt really, really bad. It was just really sensitive, and even before I went in, like the night before and the few nights before that, like it was very sore. So I go in, she takes them out, and then she's looking at it, and they end up putting me on antibiotics because it looked like I may be getting like a skin infection around it, which is nothing new with me. Then they wanted me to come back the following week.
This is what you do when you're waiting.
Baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark.
Daddy shark doo doo. All right, so how's your recovery coming along?
There's been some difficulties, but
Yeah, like what?
it was leaking.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, it looks great now.
Yeah, they put me on an antibiotic
Yeah.
last
Oh, it
week.
looks fabulous. That looks great. Yeah, it looks like it's all healed up now. Just a little bit of scabbing here and there, but it looks good. Sometimes it leaks because the skin, sometimes when you hold it together, there's a little bit of space underneath there, and the muscle gets kind of swollen. So sometimes the fluid from the muscle comes up from underneath there. But they put you on antibiotics as a precaution.
Yes.
But it looks great. Looks like I don't see any infection there now. So the surgery went great. Everything's fine. Now what we're gonna do basically is, so your surgery was in October, right?
Yep, October 25th.
Right. So you're just like about 3 weeks out, so you're just still recovering. You can get back to normal activity now, in terms of, you know, normal stuff that you do. That's okay.
Okay.
And then I'm going to see you back probably in about 2 months. That time you should be fully recovered, everything should be good. And then we'll talk about another angiogram, 6 months, so we'll bring us in April.
Okay.
You know, I want you to get back to normal activities now, okay?
Okay.
And then we'll talk about our angiogram in April, at which time we'll look at this area and also look at the other area as well,
Okay.
see what's going on, and we'll go from there.
When do you think I'd go back to work?
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a supervisor. I take care of 7 different.
Yeah, you can go back to work next week if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no restriction except, you know, because you work 8 hours a day, or
Yes.
so you
I'm
usually.
on my feet a lot and
Yeah.
walking around.
So what I usually tell people to do is go back to work part-time first, for like 4 hours a day for a week, and then full-time thereafter.
Okay.
And I want to see you back in 2 months.
All right.
All right?
And then she should be okay to drive now?
Yeah, there's no problem. You're not taking narcotics for pain or anything like that, right?
No.
Yeah, you should find a drive.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
It was with Dr. Qureshi. He's the surgeon that performed the surgery on her, was the one who prepared her for the surgery and all this other stuff. So that appointment was strictly for you and the doctor to communicate and tell you what's going on and to clear you to go back to work and to drive and basically be normal again. So how did that feel when Dr. Qureshi said that you could go back to work, you could go back to driving and do everything you did pre-surgery?
Well, first of all, he's like, oh, you can start work next week. It's like, no. So I asked him to do it until the 3rd because the 6th was my actual due date back to work. But driving, I was nervous because I haven't drove in, 6 weeks. So it was a little sketchy with that, and I could tell that I was more anxious and I got tired easy. As for going back to work and stuff like that, I was excited to get out of the house and do something. Granted, like the first week back to work, I could only work 4 hours a day. But other than that, it was fine. Good morning. I'm going back to work today after my surgery. Nervous because I don't want to mess anything up. And a little scared because I don't want to overexert myself and then me have to stay out longer than I need to. Today I'm going in at 12, only working until 4, because I can only work 4 hours for the first week that I'm back. So hopefully everything goes well and according to plan. So I'm about ready to get ready for work. I'm excited to go back though. I'm ready to go back to make money and just to be able to work. So after my shift, I'll explain how everything went and how I'm feeling, and so on and so forth. So until then. So I'm out of work. It was okay. My head hurts now, but it wasn't too bad today. And it was alright. Had a lot of emails, like 2,600 of them. It was a little overwhelming today. Everyone kept asking me how I was. So I got to see a few of my friends. I got to hang out with Leslie and Davon for 2 hours or so. So it was all right.
So you went back to work on the 3rd, and it's currently the 28th. So it's been 4 weeks since you were able to drive. You were able to go back to work. It's not quite been a month yet. What is your state of mind now? Like, are you still anxious about driving? Are you still anxious to be at work? Have you come back to terms of everything? Like, what is your state right now of everything going back to normal after surgery?
I still get tired easy, like I can't, which sucks, but I know everyone knows, like I can't help it, but I still feel like I'm useless, more say, just because everyone knows that I had surgery and a stroke, and so they don't want me doing certain stuff, which I can do for the most part, and I probably shouldn't, but I still do it. It's like I have to do my job.
Right, it feels like a pity party.
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
And it wasn't like that before. Like, even when I had my stroke, like, oh, she just had a stroke, it's whatever. And now, because I'm back to working morning, so I'm just like the mid person, basically, between morning and swing. And so it's not like my own shift, so I don't really do much control, basically. So I still do some computer work, and we go do rounds and stuff like that, and the staff stuff, and they still listen to me, but it's not like before.
So now that we've been through this whole journey with you, we've seen the process before and after and learned about what Moyamoya disease is. Let's just go to you and give us your point of view, because yes, we recorded the whole thing. Yes, we put it through the lens, but putting something through the lens and actually talking to somebody and getting their perspective, because you were the one living it, you were the one experiencing it fully 100%. We only could get glimpses and pieces of stuff. So what was your experience like from start to finish of the whole thing, of surgery-wise, of pre-surgery, and everything in between?
It's one of the worst experiences ever, from going to the doctors beforehand and then actually going into the hospital, knowing that you're getting surgery but you don't know how it's going to go. And then, I don't know if you saw it, but in my arm they put an IV like right into my main artery in my arm, and so they could make sure my blood pressure was fine and stuff like that throughout the surgery and
Blood
stuff.
pressure in real time.
Yeah. And when they did that, like, blood went everywhere, and it was just a whole big mess. And then I was just really scared because I didn't know what was going to happen, and who knows if I was going to come out, normal or, messed up. And then the next couple days in the hospital was fine because I was with my favorite nurse in the ICU. And then I walked out of ICU again. After the couple days I was in the hospital, I was able to go home. But literally, guys, when I came out of surgery and out of the hospital, it looks like someone punched me in my face because it was all swollen. And it was like that for a few days. And then I was home, just relaxed for a while, and did stuff once in a while, but didn't go out too much. And then, because I couldn't drive or anything, so I was literally stuck unless I went with someone. Overall, like, the experience wasn't too bad.
Honestly, this was probably one of your smoothest running surgeries you've ever been through in your entire life.
True.
So now that we've been through this journey, we've been through this experience with you, only on this one portion of your brain, the right side of your brain, and we know that Moyamoya tends to be on both sides of the brain. Going back to the first episode, now that you've done the right side, you've gone through the right side, you now have to go in for the left side, and the left side is 6 months from when you got the surgery on October 25th, so 6 months from that date. So what are your concerns? What are your feelings towards going in back for the left side? Are you less concerned because you know what to expect, you know what to, you know what it's going to feel like, you know what it's going to be like?
No. Because it's a different side, so we don't know what's going to happen. And if I didn't have to get it done, I wouldn't.
So this was a journey, for sure. It definitely was more of a journey, obviously, for her, the one going through it, than me. However, it still was a journey for me, being on the back skirts of everything and picking up the pieces. Darling. Bitch, don't give me that look. But yeah, you're a strong, independent queen. You got the other side, bitch. You were literally walking out of the hospital 3 days after your head surgery, walking out of the ICU room, less than fucking like 48 hours. Iconic. Iconic queen right here. Strong, independent, iconic queen that doesn't need no medical attention, sweetie.
I need lots of attention.
She still has more appointments to go through, and as stated earlier, she still has the other side to go through. It won't be like a full second part series, but I will, guys, keep you informed of her appointments, see how they go, and her other side as well. Maybe the other side will be another series in itself, or maybe like a sub-series or something like that. We're gonna end this video here, guys. Again, I hope you guys like this sister's diary here with the sister.